If you are new to this channel, we provide high quality tips for business owners and managers on how to grow their business by creating a never-ending client growth machine. If you are interested in this kind of content and would like to see more, feel free to like, subscribe, and click on that bell, or at least give a thumbs up to this video and share it.
Marketing can be expensive. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can map out, set up your sales process in order to make sure that you get the maximum out of your money invested. This way, your marketing becomes a source of revenue and not a source of losses. As usually, FairTech has simplified this process to the maximum. This way, what I'm going to show you can be used by a huge multinational and a sole entrepreneur. A big company with a complex marketing and sales process will find it useful to go back to basics and just extract the few data needed to feed this funnel and get a good overview and a good control. A small startup will find guidance how to set up the process from scratch. So just start mapping out from the traffic or leads generation that are generated from your in-house team or from a client acquisition agency like FairTech. Start by drawing a funnel from the traffic lead till the lead becomes a client. Find out the milestone on this journey and map them in a funnel form. We call it a funnel because it has the form of a funnel like we use in the kitchen, and because you have more traffic, only a certain percent of your traffic, of your visitor that comes, will become a lead, and only a certain percentage of the lead will qualify, etc., etc. So it gets less and less and less. So that's why it has this form of a funnel. Take the most important point. So you have the traffic, the visitors. It can be used also for a shop. This is the amount of person entering the shop. Nowadays, 94% of the business start from a search on Google. So you take this journey from there. So where will they arrive after they Googled you? So this is the traffic. And from there, a certain amount will become a lead, depending on all the different channels that you use, the way you generate your leads. We don't go now in the details. We take the milestone. So the next milestone is becoming a lead. The lead is somebody who makes a request. Once somebody has made a request via your contact form or a phone call or an email or walk-in or whatever, this is a lead. Then the first thing that you will do is to qualify this lead. Find out, are you a good fit? Can you offer what they are looking for? Do they qualify in order to work with you? It can be a problem of budget, time, ideology. So find out, is it the right person? Is this lead qualified? So you draw up your traffic, your lead, and then the qualification. So that's the next step that comes after the lead. Once you find out it is the right person, is qualified, both ways, yeah, are you a good fit, then you will arrange most probably a meeting, and that will be your first meeting. So that will be the sales meeting. So now from here, it will depend of your sales process. Some product or service are sold during the first meeting, but in certain case you need to have a second meeting, third meeting, fourth meeting, where you have different steps, where you have to show, for example, the outcome of the first meeting. You will say, okay, I will draw a sketch and I will show it to you, or I will make an offer. This you will see your step. If you have a complex sales process with 3, 4, 5 steps, you draw them all. I just draw now one, meeting 2, but that could be then after you could have meeting 3, meeting 4. You draw all your steps and you name them. Then after your different meeting that you had, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, then you will convert this lead, this prospect, to become a client. So it is a conversion to sale. Next step below will be after to nurture the client in order to make him buy again, buy more often, buy more. These are the main milestones without to go in the details. Once you have your funnel, then you can add additional step, but start with the main milestone like this, which are very important for what we are going to look at. So once you have your map out with the different steps, start to write the goal for each of those steps and your script. So the goal will guide you to know, okay, that's what I want to reach. My goal is when I have traffic, I want to transform it into lead. Yeah, but we are here now in sales, so we start, in fact, here. So once you have the lead, you want to qualify. So for the qualification, you know exactly what you want. The difference from business to business can be huge. To qualify, a client must maybe have enough availability of time in the evening to come and visit your course or your training. It can be that the client needs to participate in the project, so he must be committed. So we'll find out, is he committed to do it? It can be also a budget story if your product is expensive, so then start already to find out, is it the right person? Not that you will go to the entire process and work maybe for weeks with this person, and in the end, when he starts to see the price, say, oh, I thought that cost 10 times less. Yeah, then usually there is no discussion. When the difference is too big, it's no discussion. So find this out in the beginning. So find your qualification. What do you want? You have the experience from the previous sales that you have done. When you had a problem that that didn't work now, both way, then put this in the qualification process and do this in the beginning. That will make you save a lot of time and money for both sides. So for this milestone of qualification, write down what is your goal, what do you want to reach, what are those qualification points that you want to make sure you don't lose your time, and about the script, how to reach this, how to get those information. So during the discussion, it will be very useful to have a script. You will not read your script down, so you will stay natural, but the script will be a guideline for the point, so you know in advance what you want to say. So during the discussion, you don't need to think about what are you going to say, how are you going to handle this discussion. So you can really focusing on handling the discussion, handling the lead, and getting your outcome. Having a script will be a huge advantage. For sure, you will not just read down your script, because that will not make it natural. But it has a huge advantage that you know exactly what you are going to say and what are you going to say to get those information, those qualifying questions that you need in order to find out if the person is qualified or not to continue in your process. Having a script have a huge advantage. For sure, you will not read it, you will stay natural, but it will be your guideline to focus on your prospect, on your client, to make sure you understand well his needs and see how you can help him and how you can handle him. And this way you're not focusing on what are you going to say next. You have those qualifying questions ready. So now that will depend from business to business. Is this happening in your office, in your showroom, in your shop, on the phone? If the lead comes via emails, contact form, you will immediately call them, so then you will have a script for phone call. Otherwise it will be a script to the first meeting in the showroom, etc., etc. The process is exactly the same, and it's very important to map it out with those milestones. During practice, you will find out, oh, I said now this too early, it was in the qualification, I should bring this later. The client was not ready, he misinterpreted it. Or when you reach down in a certain step and then you see, oh, I should have informed the client earlier about that, so he will have been ready for that. So this you will find it by practicing, and that's good. When you practice, you will find those points out and you will be able to readjust your script and your goals for each step. So this sales process improve with the time. So you will do this for each step. Yeah? For the qualification, you have your goal, your script. For the first meeting, the goal, the script. Also to handle you will have your list of when you have the rejection, then you will have the list of answer to each rejection. So you're ready, you don't get off balance. This is why it's important to prepare your step and have your script for each meeting or each step that he says. So in the conversion, I was speaking about the handling the objection. So that will be in the conversion to sale that should be done. But if you do it very good, yeah, then when you start to really bring it to a higher level, then you will handle those objections already earlier in your qualification, in the meeting, and the second meeting, all along the way you will cover all this, so you don't have this, and then it's the client from himself that will ask you to convert. So where do I sign, or where do I do it? How can we start? When do we start? Can you start already now before Christmas, etc. So, but this is now not a sales course. This is now about mapping out the sales process. So now that you have your milestone and your script and your specific goal for each of those milestones, you can enter this into your CRM, Customer Relation Management System. So if you have already one, make sure that you add those milestones. I saw many big companies, they had a lot of point inside steps, and we just added those milestones in parallel, and suddenly everything started to be much clearer. Yeah, and you can extract those data and then after really work with it for the next step that we saw. So you can put this in your CRM and check those next steps. So when you are by a client, if you start now from scratch with those steps, then when you go in your CRM, you say, okay, now I have 1 hour, I can do a bit phone call, make a bit follow up on my sales. And then you go in your CRM, you have the list, and then you see, oh, I had this person, the next step is this. And now you know the next step is this. So you know your goal that you have for this, and you know the script that you have. So immediately you can take the phone and start following up this person to bring him to the next step. And this is your goal, because you know in the end, the last step, he becomes a client. So it is ideal to make a horizontal check of all your leads. You don't need to have a CRM depending on the size that you are. You can just have this on an Excel file. I will strongly suggest to have a CRM as soon as you have regular leads several weeks. The leads are weak. From this point, you should start to have a CRM. It will be also very useful to forecast your revenue, your sales, because you will know the percentage of people entering the different step, how many will convert in the end. So you can a bit forecast and see what will be your sales, your revenue. Once this is set up, as you saw, very simple this way, you can already start to measure your success or the success of your team. Now you can start to put figures in it. So here you can very well measure that you know that you have 1,000 persons go on your website. I take now the example of the website. 1,000 persons entering your website, one become a lead, convert to lead, send you a request. So this is a 0.1% conversion. Then once you have the lead, then you can see how many percent of those leads qualify, and so on. So this way now you can continue to see, okay, from those leads, I qualified about 20%. And from those leads which were qualified, those qualified leads, I could have 20%. I now take the same amount, but here you should have higher. Yeah, if they are qualified, you should be able to have more meetings. But I could have a first meeting with them, or a sales meeting, or first discovery meeting. It depends on step, like we said. And then from there, 20% continue to the second step, which is maybe a second meeting, or the final meeting. So then you will see all those steps, and you will see it's easy now to calculate on after time. Yeah, you don't make it on a small amount. Take that you have maybe 100 lead that has come, and you can start to put percentage. And so now that's where it becomes interesting. That's where you can now bring your business to the next level, because now you can see here I have 20% from the lead who qualify. So you can start to improve this percentage rate. You know where there is the problem, where your attention should go. For example, here, if you want to improve this, then you have to improve the quality of the lead and the quality of your qualification process. You will see from, is it you couldn't qualify yourself yet to bring him to continue, or is it completely the lead was completely off target? If you see the lead is off target, they realize, oh no, that's not what I was looking for. You were sailing scuba diving and they were looking for skydiving, then then you have to work on your marketing. So discuss with the marketing to integrate all your points, your information, your qualifications thing, the conversion, your rejection, to integrate this into the marketing. So it's a feedback between sales and marketing. Marketing and sales must very well work together. Another reason why you don't go from the lead to the qualification could be maybe that you did not contact him early enough. So that's what you will find out in this process. So you say, oh, now I contact them, because you will monitor, why did they say no? Always go for the no. Why did we get a no? Why is this person did not qualify? And this answer will tell you where you have to fine tune. Is it on the quality of the lead, or is it on your process? Yeah. And if they tell you always, oh, I went now somewhere else, yeah, and you did not tell him your price, you did not tell him your process. So it's not your price, it's not your process. The process that you offer him, but it's your sales process that took too long. Yeah. So the competition was faster. So in this moment, then you will adjust to call faster, and adjust also your script. Maybe people need already to have some information of what they will get in the end. And this is why you have your script. You say, okay, now I add a little bit, oh, now it goes much better. I start to have more meeting. And so if you're a sole entrepreneur and you don't do this for a few days, then you again in front of a client, or you have to make a phone call, you see some lead has come and you want to make your phone calls, then you can quick go to your script, and then this modification that you had is already there, and immediately you will have the best of your notes ready to be used. That's the idea behind of this system. Do this for each of the steps, right where the percentage to conversion. And so if you have suddenly something that you see, oh, it's a huge jump here, I always here have only 1%, yeah? So then find a way how to bring it there, like with the different step which I said. So this process will improve drastically your return on investment, because here now you will get much more sales. You know where you have to fine tune, you will fine tune, you will test, refine tune, and go ahead, monitor yourself, monitor your team, and adjust it for better and better and better result. So for the same money that you invest on top for your marketing, you will get much more out thanks to this process. So we just draw now the draft of your sales funnel without to go too much in the details of each step so that you can have an overview. That was the goal. Each step is worth a longer attention once you have your draft ready. Then we need to see about all your options. How can you increase those conversions for each of those steps? There are many options that can be used, which will increase your revenue without to spend more on marketing. To be continued. Oops. I hope this has not stopped you of getting the added value of this video. Sorry about the spelling. Depending on where you will see this video, I will attach a file to it or add the link below the video where you can download this funnel as an example of a graphic funnel so that you can start creating your own and start improving stage by stage so that you can get much more of your marketing and increase your revenue with the same investment so that you can fine-tune and find more and more of your ideal client that you're looking for. I hope this video was useful and that you will have a lot of fun creating and fine-tuning your sales funnel. Thank you.
If you wish to see more of our weekly videos, please subscribe. You can find the link here. And don't forget to like, share, and comment. Especially comment if you have questions. We look through your comments and answer as many as we can.